Western Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, fields and streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The coyotes run all night. It's music to my ears and in my sights. I've got this hunting fever down in my bones. Glad my daddy taught me everything I know. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, a bugling elks that are on the run. Where dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name. The TLC Outfitter is our name.
Hey everybody, good Tuesday evening. Welcome to On Air and Outdoors with TLC Outfitters. As always, I'm Trinity, and we are joined. You rubbing that trapline beard oil in there, buddy?
Trying to I'm gonna have to double up on my trap line, buddy. I got some flyers going on over here.
I see that there, buddy. No better way to tame a beard than trapline beard oil. We hope everybody's having a great start to their week. Hopefully had a good weekend and enjoying this hot weather, man. I tell you what, I miss a couple of weeks ago that nice spring-like weather. It's sure gone now.
It's plenty warm out there, that's for sure.
That's right. We got I guess you could say we enjoyed some of the weather. We got to enjoy about 42 hours straight worth of weather this weekend. We'll talk about that in just a few moments, but it was a good weekend. We got out and got after some coyotes, but just no dice for us this weekend. Of course, there's a whole lot of things at play there. We'll talk about that as it goes on. So
we had a lot on the agenda. Coyotes might have took a second seat this weekend.
That's right. I'll tell you what, I can't hang with you young people, son. I just can't do it. I'm just not built for it anymore.
I'm older than you, big boy.
That's true. Folks, if you're not done so, please like and share this video. Get the word out there about all things on air and outdoors. We got a lot to talk about. If you tuned in earlier this evening, we were joined by our good friend Justin Tinsley from Tinsley Custom Wildlife all the way from South Africa over there at our South African safaris with Cobus Van Vuren. And it was a good show. We got to showcase, Matt, a lot of that stuff that we talked about when you and Jill got to go. We got to show all that, but we got some new pictures tonight, new video we're going to be showing. And man, I mean, as always, like I say about these safaris, I know it's scary. I know people, think about the investment, but when you got boots on the ground and you got people that been there and there's no hidden agenda and all the anxieties taken care out of it, it's really a trip everybody should put on their bucket list if you're a hunter.
Yeah, it's definitely definitely a trip that we can vouch for and walk you through every step, expected cost, expected timeline, the agenda when you're over there. Do I take my gun? Do I not take my gun? Traveling with a firearm and stuff like that. So, all those questions and more that you might have, we can walk you through that and hopefully ease some of that anxiety that you might have.
That's right, man. We got some people watching with us as always. Our number one fan, my mama, says hello, good evening. Let's see, man. I don't even know where to start. We got so much to go on that I don't even know where to start. So I guess let's get to the Bicknell Bunch brag board, man. That's quickly becoming my favorite part of the show, the Bicknell Bunch brag board. And as always, head over to the Bicknell Bunch Outdoors. Give our buddy Jay and company a like, man. Talk about some good inspiration. Follow their page. I mean, just daily quotes, daily scripture, and just a lot of good family fun. Talking about faith, family, and farming and the outdoors. We're very thankful for the Bicknell Bunch. Go over and give them a follow. And I want to start out, man. This is a little guy. This isn't the first time we've seen him. But our little buddy Tanner Murphy landing a big bass there out of one of their ponds, and he's just really excited. Just a great up and coming young outdoorsman right there. And I mean, if he's not playing with crawdads, he's catching bass and doing all kinds of stuff. So I'm looking forward to see what comes out of little Tanner Murphy right there. Congratulations, buddy! Way to go. Now we had some other harvest gathering preparation, if you would. And we're going to put this on the Bicknell Bunch brag board, and you're going to talk to us a little bit about it and talk about bragging. This weekend, we heard a lot of bragging, and this story right here is going to tell a whole lot about bragging. What you got going on right there, man?
But that's a big old pot of jambalaya, son. I tell you what, I believe we done well there. I believe. The day after this, or 2 days after this, I guess, whatever it was, we were getting texts from people that weren't even at that event, which this was for a wedding. But getting texts from people that weren't even at the event talking about how people that were there were still, going on and on about how good that jambalaya was. So I tell you what, man, it was lip smacking good.
Man, I tell you, a lot of people don't know this. Hey, Gator Paul, thanks for tuning in, man. I'll tell you, we got some of your weather up here. You can take it back down south with you. We don't want it. It's hot up here, brother. A lot of people don't know your background, but I mean, you pretty good cook, and a lot of old, lost ways of cooking, man. And Friday it came down there, and you had this. This event, you had some of your church family ask you to take care of some of the stuff for the reception for this wedding. And I mean, in true Woolwine fashion, you don't go about anything in a very haphazardly way. I mean, lay it all out for us Friday night, man. And Preacher Man came down, and it was just a good night.
It may be haphazard, but it's 100% throttle full. we got the request to kind of help cater this wedding for one of the church members there. And of course, you know, I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cooking on large scale. And we were supposed to be cooking for about 250 people. So ended up, you know, with your help and the preacher's help there. Preacher seems like preacher's always there side by side with me when I'm cooking all night. It's something that he's kind of fell in love with too. But you know, I still cook with the same recipe as far as my meat goes. You know, you got smoking, you got barbecuing, and you know, those are all different temperatures. But I kind of call it barbecuing. You know, that's kind of what I would refer to it as, and maybe that's because that's all we ever called it in my family. But you know, from my recipes from my great grandfather, and the way that we cook, and the way that we build our fire, and the way that we stoke our coals in the cooker, and it's a little different than most people do, you know. And
Yeah.
it requires a lot of wood, and it requires a lot of time, and it really requires to be done at night. I mean, it's not something you would want to be doing during
No
the
way.
day, during the sunlight, during all that. So we ended up, you and I and Dan, brother Dan, we ended up cooking just over 180 pounds of pork between Boston butts that we pulled for barbecue, and pork loins that we sliced, but about 180 pounds of pork. And then we fixed enough jambalaya there to feed 100 people. So it was a lot of food, but somebody got away pretty lucky because there was some leftovers, and I'm pretty sure that somebody got pretty lucky taking some of that stuff home.
That's right. Gator Paul says, Matt has to be able to cook. He sure does eat. You've been listening to Wayne too much.
I tell you what, him and Paul and Justin and Wayne and all them boys, they got something against man that knows his way around the table. You know what I mean?
That's right. And man, I tell you, what a great event for all the church to come together and everybody to do their part. So this went, you know, you and I mean, I was in the way. I just like anytime there's good food, good company around, I like to be around. So I got to be part of it, and very thankful for that. But I just like being down there and being in that country, and being around my family and everything. But you know, you done this on the outside, but when we put that on the table right there, and there's Miss Jill, your better half, serving up the jambalaya, man, and all those folks, and just a big line for that wedding. I mean, dude, you blew the socks off those people with that food. And you know, I heard everybody talking. I heard all the reviews, everybody just on and on and on. And I mean, we knew you always serve up a good product, but I really think even to your surprise, I think you were shocked. And I tell you, man, you're gonna be lucky if you don't have to book some weddings and some events coming up all the rest of the year.
Well, we already have. You know, it was good, and I was pretty satisfied with how it turned out. And you know, when you get those people that just, you can kind of tell when somebody's blowing smoke and when somebody's real authentic with what they're saying to you. And I believe everybody that complimented us on the food was sincere in doing so. And like I said, we've already got another event scheduled for next month that we're going to have to do some stuff for. And but I'm curious, you and Dan carried that jambalaya pot inside. What do you think that thing weighed?
I mean, it was heavy, dude. I mean, I'd say, I mean, roughly, you know, with those hands, I mean, it's hard to say, but I'd say they was easily, what, 200 pounds there? You think?
Well, I was going to say 100 pounds. I mean, I didn't pick it up, but I mean, you and Dan carried inside, but
I mean, I can carry 100-pound sack with one arm pretty easy, with one hand, a sack of feed. And
Yeah.
I'll tell you, there was a moment there where I just wanted to look at Dan. I want to say, let's set this down for just a second. So
Well,
we're going to say between 100 and 200 pounds. Where it hit, I don't know. But now it was heavy. It has a lot of food.
I can tell you this, in that not to mention the 180 plus pounds of pork we cooked, there was 32 pounds of meat in that pot right there of that jambalaya. So you got 32 pounds of meat plus all the vegetables and all the rice and all the chicken broth and stuff that goes into making it. So
that pot's pretty heavy too.
I think the pot's 57 pounds. So
yeah,
the 57 pounds of pot and 32 pounds of meat. I mean, you're getting up there close to 100 pounds right there, and you ain't even added vegetables and rice.
yeah. It was a lot of food, man, and it was so good. And just the process, dude. The process of how you done the meat, the pulled pork and whatever else. I mean, I know we're talking about food, but food's a part of what we do. A lot of what we hunt and a lot of what we do. If you wasn't vying for a protein source, when we harvest animals, of course, this don't have anything to do with harvesting, but the way that you done the traditional culture, cultural ways that you do this, it's pretty impressive. And for it to be handed down generation to generation to generation, we talk about your I don't know if you want to call it barbecue sauce or your family recipe sauce for the family reunion every year that everybody lines up for. And there's you about have to get in there and scrap for it. I mean, you're talking about something that's been handed down, 5, 6 generations?
Well, I know for a fact my great-great-grandfather, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 generations to me.
Yeah.
So that I know of. So
very impressive, dude. Very proud of you, man. That was, and in true you fashion, it's always anything you go at, it's always good. Jill here, we're talking about backs hurting, and we're talking about 42 hours with like an hour or two of sleep, and we're talking about all this stuff. And you know what Jill comes with? As much as I brag on, look at her right there, pretty as a picture. That's my sissy right there. That's my sister right there. But what does she say? Man, I'll tell you what, that ladle was heavy. I think my hand hurts from ladling out that jambalaya.
She woke up the next morning complaining about her elbow hurting. And I was like, what in the world would your elbow be hurting for? And she said, using that spoon like that, digging through that jambalaya pot. I said, well, whine. Here we've been up for 48 hours. I mean, working our tails off. And old Junior there, she was having a hard time picking the spoon up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, that's all right. We still brag about her. We still love her. Proud of y'all, man. I tell you, that was a good deal. I can't wait for the next one. Really, really good stuff, man. And it's so much more than just the food. It's what went into that food. And I tell you, going the extra distance on that stuff, you can really tell. And hearing all the people talk about it and everything, yeah, it's 5-star all the way. Yeah. Man, got a lot of go ahead.
I hope we did right and everything by the people that requested us to do it. That's all that matters, I guess.
Yeah. Paul said, y'all leave Miss Jill alone. But you don't know what she does to us. Hey, Jimmy, thanks for tuning in, man. Hope you're doing good. Staying cool, dude, during this hot time, man. Hot time. Makes you wonder, man, what these old elk and deer and turkey and everything do during these hot times. I don't know. See how they make. Of course, they're not dependent on these natural or these unnatural resources we are, like AC. So they probably a little tougher than us. Oh, He says he's in Florida. You down catching some big bass. You either down working or catching big bass. Well, I don't know what one it is, but knowing you probably landed on them big old lunkers down there. So, or some big crappie, one of the two. Thanks for tuning in, man. It was cooler here in Florida than there. Man, it's been a scorcher for last. Look at Matt's face right there. I mean, it's scorched off.
Yep. This weekend got the best of me, bud.
Yep. Yep. Good deal.
It might be a lot of sunburn, but it might be a lot of fire burn too, buddy.
That's right.
We had pretty good fire going Friday night.
We sure did. Sure did. Man, I mean, we got to talk about our buddy right here. We got to take it back to Africa, man. Over there, he's over there having a ball. I showed some of these pictures earlier, and I want to show some of them back now. Matt,
You have to tell him.
Matt, you make water hole for the game. Do you make water hole for the game? I wonder, is he talking about what you're cooking on?
I don't know.
Yeah. Are you talking about Paul? How he cooks everything? If that is, let me know, and we'll tell you all about it. So Justin has been sending some videos and stuff. I'll show you one here. We talked about earlier about the different amenities and things. We showed some of the pictures from last year. Here they're riding along in a safari truck, just enjoying a ride throughout one of the properties there. We had a picture of you and Jill there last year. Was that last year? Last year, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
3, yeah.
Yeah. And then he got a nice kudu here walking through. Just kind of gives you a little glimpse of what things kind of look like over there. That one's not as big as the one Jill killed. That's a baby.
Look at that coloration, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful, man. I mean, that's all those animals the way they're. Paul says when it gets hot and dry, do you have ponds? Okay, water hose for.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we here, Paul, on my place and stuff. We got a little run tree. There's, up here they's farm ponds and springs. There's a lot of springs around here where I live. So, it's got to get pretty bad before the wildlife, need to be supplemented with water.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of water around. You get in some of our areas over here in the east, woodland water holes are pretty important, but still almost any holler they go down in, is going to have water. And then we got one, man, we give old Justin a hard time all the time about his shoot. We gave him a hard time over last trip to Africa. We gave him a hard time over some sandhill crane stuff. He redeems himself right here. I believe this is his clip springer. Let's take a look right here.
How'd you get in there?
Okay, I'll go over there on the thing.
He got that one. Let's go back one more time and look. If you look out just kind of between Cobus and Justin, out in the distance where the tree's down, you'll see this. I think it's the clip springer. And you can see the harvest right there. Did you see it, Matt?
So I can't see that, but let me tell you what I can see. They're in South Africa. Over here, it's 95 degrees. Well, over there, it's wintertime. And you can see the breath coming out of Cobus's mouth there.
Yeah, 50 degrees. It was 50 during the daytime. It's much cooler here.
Yeah.
Like in this video.
Yeah. Yeah, that looks like an early morning hunt there. Just looking at the sun coming through the trees, that looks like early morning hunt. And like I said, you can see the breath from Cobus there when he breathes.
Yeah. And there's the clip springer. He's been trying to get one of those. Those are I think he said one of the 10 that one Huh?
The Tiny 10.
Yeah, the Tiny 10. Yeah. Yeah. Way to go, Justin. Then he said every trip over, he's been trying to get one of these. It's a Hyrix. And he finally got one. And he explained to us earlier, this is the closest living relative to what animal?
An elephant.
The elephant. Closest living relative to the elephant. And it's hard to get one of these because, like he said, if you don't make a good shot on one of these, if you don't drop him right where he's at, I mean, this guy's going to go, they're up in the rocks and whatever. He's going to go to some place where you can't get him.
Yeah, they'll get down in a crevice or in a hole, down in the cracks of the rocks. And the bad thing is when they're down in there, you might would be able to see one, but sticking your hand down in there and pulling him out might not be the best answer, because if you're not 100% sure he's dead, them things, it'd be like grabbing a hold of a badger, son.
Yep. Maybe it's like them guys getting them catfish.
I hope it ain't that bad. I hope the catfish ain't that bad.
Yeah. And then I believe this is a bush buck.
It looks like a bush buck.
Yep. I don't know where he got the idea of that for these hat poses.
Right. Yeah.
We can pick on him. He's not here. He's asleep. It is now over there 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. It's 2:30 over there in the morning. Jill's got about 30 more minutes. She's going to be calling him.
Yeah, when they got over there, him and Christy got over there, they neglected to realize the time difference, and so they called us at 3:30 a.m. and woke us up. And of course, over there it was 9:30 or whatever it was at night. So, or hold on, 3:30. No, it'd been like
9:30 in the morning.
No, yeah, 9:30 in the morning. So they're ahead of us. We're behind them. So yeah.
What kind of hat you got on there, bud?
Oh, Kentucky Elk Guide Association hat, buddy.
Yeah, man, I like that. And where'd you get that from?
Well, I got that from the Kentucky Elk Guide Association.
At
the Kentucky Elk Fest and outdoor. What I can't remember how it all goes.
Kentucky Elk and Outdoor Festival.
That's right.
Good deal.
They got T-shirts. If I tell you what, y'all can zoom in there. Kentucky.
Yeah, I see it.
Yep. They got some pretty nice T-shirts. They got lanyards. You can get on there and on the website, and that is
KentuckyElkGuideAssociation.com.
And you can get some of the swag on there. You can become a member. Something new that they're going to do is open up some of the meetings. So if you're a member, there will be invitations periodically to join the meetings and see what we're doing.
Yep.
See the things that we're implementing to support the elk in Kentucky.
That's right. We got a lot of folks joining us now. We got Neil and Lucy Greer. Appreciate you tuning in. Miss Suzanne Cox, our buddy JR Rowland. We're just picking on our buddy JR. We're picking on old Justin Tinsley here. We're bragging about him a little bit, picking on him, all that good stuff. So, and right here he is. And listen, man, some people's going to see this right here and they're going to think, oh my goodness, how can you do this? How can you do that? How can you kill those things? Explain to everybody how these are viewed over there where they're
at. The baboons and the monkeys are probably considered one of the
nuisance.
least desirable animals over there. Carry a lot of diseases. They're overpopulated. They carry a lot of diseases, different things. But I'm telling you right now, these baboons, they're bad news, dude.
Ben Moore said I'd use a big gun.
We was within 15 yards of one, and it knew we were there, and we couldn't move. And I thought we were going to get our face eat off, mouth open, just like you see it there in that pose with the teeth, those fangs hanging down. And I'm telling you, them fangs they're every bit 3 inches long. And on all fours, man, I mean, thing looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it knew we was there.
Yeah.
So it was a sketchy situation at the time.
Yeah.
But dirty animals, man, dirty animals. Carry a lot of pests on them, a lot of diseases. And like I said, very plentiful. You get in town, these things, they'll come right down in town, steal your purse. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Yeah, they're marauders, that's for sure. Way to go, Justin. And look at this, man. This is let me see what he told me right here on this. He said this was it says our night spot night before last. So it wasn't last night, but the night before that. Look at this. Leopards.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
those leopards, when we were over there last year, hold on just a second. Hang on just a second.
Matt's got some kind of probably feline domestic violence going on.
Them stupid cats, buddy. I tell you what, they'd rather claw each other's eyes out than just go chase a mouse.
Yeah.
Those leopards, when we were over there a year ago, of course, he's got 2 leopards mounted inside the lodge where you eat all your meals and kind of watch your educational videos, shot placement videos, and things before you go out on the hunt. He's got 2 leopards that are mounted that were actually harvested right there where you stay, right up the hill from the chalets. And we, of course, we never seen a leopard while we were there, but we asked him to say, hey, look, you think there's leopards on the property right now? And he said they come and go, but currently he knew of 3 leopards that were right there, same place, right up the hill from the chalets, from the lodge. And so at the time last year, there weren't any permits available for leopards during the time that we were over there. But that changes constantly based on, I don't know exactly, but I don't know if it's time of year or if it's based on, just strictly numbers, number expectations or things like that. There's the 2 that are mounted in the lodge.
Yeah.
So
big outfits.
It's nice to see those 2 on camera there from just a couple nights ago, because evidently they're hanging close. They must be happy where they're living at.
Yeah. We covered a lot, and I wanted to say hey to Wayne. I popped it up there, but wanted to say hey to our buddy Wayne Hargabus. Hacienda Hargabus. I just hope we didn't get kicked out for good this time.
Hey, but my underwear and socks are still in the dresser drawer down there. I can't get kicked out.
That's true.
I
That's
left
true.
just for that, so I'd have a reason to go back.
We talked a lot about the accommodations down there, man, and how important it is. You know, really and truly, every hunter should have Africa somewhere in their sights. You know, it's a trip like none other. And when you compare going to Africa and the cost involved and what you get versus one animal out west or, you know, Canada, Alaska, you know, you throw in there New Zealand, you throw in there some of these other places, there's no other place compares to more bang for your buck than Africa.
You know, we as Americans, we spend countless dollars, countless hours, countless days in the stand hunting a deer, a species of deer.
Yeah.
You know, and you go out there in the woods in your best setup and you're deer hunting, and 9 times out of 10 you're lucky if you sit there for 6 hours. You're lucky if you see a deer.
That's right.
9 times out of 10. Not only are you lucky to see a deer, you're really lucky to see maybe the deer that you're after. Okay. And really, what else are you going to see? Maybe a turkey. I mean, it just depends on what location you're in. You're guaranteed to see a squirrel or a ground squirrel. Okay, guaranteed to see that. But for the most part, I mean, those are your options.
Yeah.
If you go out in the bush in Africa for 6 hours, you're going to see 30 different species that you've never laid eyes on before. I mean, just think about that. You spend all your life sitting in a tree stand to see 1 or 2 species regularly, and then you go to Africa for a week and you'll see 40 or 50 different species of things that you're not going to see anywhere else.
Yeah.
You know, so it's, I think what's really intriguing about Africa to me is not just killing the stuff. I mean, obviously we harvested some animals last year, and you know we plan on going back and maybe harvesting a few more. But the things that you can experience over there, you can't experience them anywhere else.
That's right.
And I guess you could say the same thing about, you know, going to Pakistan and hunting
Tur or ibex.
Yeah, ibex. And you know, you could say the same thing about going to Alaska and hunting a Yukon moose, and you could say the same thing about going to New Zealand and hunting a stag or whatever. But when you there again, we're only talking 1 or 2 species. When you go to Africa, there's 40 species.
Yeah.
So it's an incredible trip.
You know, sometimes you make assumptions and you assume things that you probably shouldn't. I took your underwear and socks to Goodwill and they wouldn't accept them, Matt.
They were clean and everything, Wayne.
Really? Mama Shirley says must have been in horrible shape.
Well, I don't remember that part, but they were clean.
They had Matt Funk on them.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, goodness. Let's bring it back to the soul here, man. Back to good old North America. So, I I'm not exactly sure. I wish that I had pulled that up. It just crossed my mind. If somebody's on here watching, maybe you can tell me. But everybody had to the 15th to purchase their elk tag as we, change our attention from Africa to elk hunting just for a minute. In the loyalty reward program, the loyalty draw is going to be coming up. So I don't know how many unclaimed tags they were this year. I'm going to head over here to the website and see if I can find anything on it. Maybe not, but you got till the 30th to get your zone, your unit selections in. So I'm trying to find out right now. I don't see anything. But anyway, if you've got a tag and if you signed up with us, we're going to be submitting those. It doesn't matter which day you put in for, or it doesn't matter which day you put in on. It's not going to matter. It's not a first come first serve. It's a draw process too. So get those in before November the 30th. I don't see anything right now. We'll have that posted up.
Not November 30th.
Did I say November?
Yeah, June 30th.
June 30th. June 30th. Yeah. Have those in by June 30th. Yeah. Okay. Yep. What else been going on, man?
Hey, buddy, I got a new little toy in the mail today.
Yeah.
Kind of, we've been doing a lot of thermal coyote hunting, and of course, the summer thermal season is about to wrap up here in a couple weeks, whatever it is, the 30th. But check this out, buddy. So just now opened my new Swagger QD42 bipod.
Yeah.
So this will be going on my bolt action rifle for day coyote hunting.
Yeah.
Super excited. I've never used a Swagger, but I've seen a lot of guys doing it. And of course, our buddy John Collins with Fox Pro, that's what he uses on his rifle. And I tell you what, if it can help me shoot like that guy.
Well, I tell you what, I'd hate to be on the receiving end of him shooting. I can tell you that right now because he has absolutely pulled some ringers on some coyotes.
150 yards on a coyote shooting off of a bipod is a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
When you take away the fur, coyotes ain't real big.
Nope.
And if you're not super experienced at shooting off of a bipod or a tripod or a monopod, whatever it is, if you're not super experienced and you've practiced a lot, it's not a bench. There's still some wiggling going on there.
Yes.
And when that man looks at the camera and says, that was a pretty good poke out there. How far you think that was, cameraman? And it's like 370 yards. And I'm telling you, when he pulls the trigger, them coyotes are dead right now. They ain't no spinning. They ain't no yelping. They ain't no barking. They ain't no running. They lock up like they've been hit by the electric fence, buddy. And they don't take another step. So if this old Swagger bipod will put some of John Collins's skill into my old bones, that's what we're looking for.
Yep. I like it.
The bipod with moves, buddy.
A bipod with moves. I like it. Do you come up with that on your own, or is that what they're saying?
Oh, I think that's what their slogan is, actually. I don't know. I seen that somewhere. I'm pretty sure that's their slogan.
Yeah.
But it's not on this box.
And man, it's hard to go out there in the sweltering heat and the high humidity and everything to get after them coyotes. But you can get some good hunting in first thing in the morning. If if you've got an area where you got some cut fields or you got, some strip area with, with roads or whatever else, take your call and go out and try it. It's open 365 days a year. And you'd be surprised how much fun you could have before it gets real hot in the day. You don't have to get up. You don't have to get up at like turkey season or elk season and go out there, but you can head on out in the morning time or late in the evening time and have a good time.
This is a good time of year from the standpoint that there's a lot of bush hogging going on. There's a lot of hay cutting going on. So if you live in those areas where there's ag practices going on, people have burned down their fields and they've got fresh soybean crops going in or fresh corn crops going in. And so there's not a lot of vegetation that is blocking your view, because everything's been mowed or everything's been burned down and planted. And getting out there at daylight, right as the sun's coming up, man, the hot time for coyotes.
Yep. It sure is, brother. It sure is. And I'll tell you, man, I'm impressed with your calling. We didn't have a whole lot of luck this weekend. We got some to answer on Friday night. Of course, this is sitting around a fire pit and all the noise and all the smells and all the fire and everything, but you got something to answer. Saturday didn't go the way we want, but there's a lot of factors. A lot of sleep deprivation went into that Saturday night. But, besides this weekend, we're sitting at 100% opportunity rate. And, it's a tough time of year to call coyotes.
Yeah, and talking about Friday night, we could have got after them coyotes that we heard sound off.
Yeah.
Right now, still hanging tight to their dens. And, those coyotes that answered us, they were probably 400 or 500 yards away. And, if we didn't have other things on the menu, no pun intended, but, we were pretty well preoccupied Friday night. And had we had the time and not been worried about cooking and things, we could have moved 200 or 300 yards on them coyotes and probably ended up calling one in.
That's right.
It's one of them things where you got to get inside their bubble, and I felt like we were outside their bubble. So I feel like if we didn't have other stuff going on, we could have had a little bit more success. But unfortunately, had other things on the menu this week.
That's right. Nothing wrong with that at all. Mom said, I heard pups the other evening about dark. They're coming out. It's that time of year where they start to show themselves. Our buddy Tyler Smith was on earlier. It's about time when this thermal season goes out to get after some frogs. That's another thing that people tend to forget about or haven't tried or whatever, and it can be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and his little girl's getting ready to turn 1 year old, buddy.
Yeah.
So I think they're having a birthday party for her this weekend coming up. So I don't know exactly what the date is for her birthday, but 1 year old.
Yeah. Happy early birthday. How about that?
To Miss Eleanor.
Miss Eleanor. But that's about all I've got tonight. We can sit here and talk about a whole lot more, but we've covered a few things on the elk. We still got a couple of openings. Of course, we fill up our bull spots faster than we do our cow spots. Plenty of time for cow hunts, but we got people that's still calling, and we appreciate that. Super excited this year, man. We got some guides coming over that are just, world-class guides that we're excited about. A lot of good things happening this year for us. Some new properties we're going to be hunting, and already got some eyes on some elk. So fingers crossed. We never know how things are going to go, but I'm super excited about another successful elk season for TLC.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Met with some good guys. Don't want to go into a bunch of details, but met with some good guys this weekend, and looking to really make a big push into some other avenues as well that I think is going to be really good for us. Something that we've been wanting to do for a long time. So
catering ain't it, buddy.
Catering is not it. The only way we catering, we're going to have to do some shift work, son.
Yeah.
Because I can tell you right now, this old boy right here don't have that 42 to 48 hour sleep deprivation. I didn't go to the military, and I sure ain't planning on it now. So,
yeah.
Whew, that's the wool.
App on me is all I'm saying.
That is the Woolwine School of Hard Knocks right there. For sure. Yeah. Remember, August 1st is curtilage law, so you can't feed anything, can't feed any manufactured grain. You can have mineral out, mineral and salt. So you need to be dosing up those, mineral and salt sites. Of course, you needed that out since December. So make sure that you're putting those out. That's something that a lot of people don't think about. I don't think, sometimes it's hard to get good mineral before season comes in, because a lot of the retail stores thinks that mineral is just for same time feed is, but right now it's when you need your mineral. Actually way before now, but you can't put out corn, anything like that, any feed till August the 1st. I hope everybody's adhering to that. And the reason being for that is because of turkeys. Molded corn, molded feed, turkeys getting into that, causing a lot of issues, trying to make sure we do our due diligence towards other wildlife. So, good deal. Well, man, that's all I've got for tonight. I hope everybody will get a chance to get out and enjoy the great outdoors. There's a whole lot of opportunities waiting on everybody. Look at a little weather outlook right here in the east. I mean, it's going to be a scorcher, man. Tomorrow here in the east, 92, Thursday, 94, Friday, 95, Saturday, 95, Sunday, 94. Only rain in sight here in the east is next Wednesday. Of course, we know how that changes, but now it is blazing hot, 90s all the way till Monday. And then when we go over to central Kentucky, over in your neck of the woods,
about the same.
Let me get there, buddy. Right here we go. Central Kentucky is going to be right around the same. It's actually going to be hotter in the east by just a degree or two. Ben says his food plots need rain. Buckwheat's going to die. Going to get crispy, man.
Son, you don't need the rain like we just got a couple hours ago.
Yeah.
Absolute frog strangler.
Yeah. And you don't need a rain like that. That rain really don't do anything any good. So good deal. Well, folks, that's all we got for tonight. We sure appreciate you very much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in to both shows. If you didn't get a chance to look at the earlier show, you can go back and check that out, where we went live with Justin Tinsley from South Africa, and as he talked about things going on over there. We greatly appreciate y'all so much. Remember, man, if you want to know the creator, look at the creation. And there's a lot of good things out there. I urge everybody to try some of this new stuff. If you've never summertime coyote hunted, get out there and try it. Find somebody's, if you don't have a collar, find somebody that's got a collar. You don't have to have a coyote rifle. Take your deer rifle. Most important thing is get out there and doing some predator control. I promise you, every little critter in the woods, even right up to your deer, is going to thank you. Frog season's in, noodling season's in for catfish, all kinds of stuff. So make sure you get out there and enjoy the great outdoors, enjoy what God's gave us. So anything in closing, Matt?
That's it, brother.
Yep. Folks, enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you right here next week on Air and Outdoors with TLC Outfitters. Y'all have a good one.
Eastern Kentucky, where I was raised, where the wildlife and mountains call my name. I was born to hunt, I was born to guide, a camouflage on a rifle by my side. Just good old country boys chasing dreams in the Appalachian Mountains, fields and streams. From those white-tailed bucks strutting toms, the bugling elks that are on the run. Where those dreams are made, the trophies is our game. The TLC Outfitters is our name.
Hey, buddy, what'd you find out about down yonder?
I ain't.
You ain't?
I wasn't able to talk to that boy today.
Okay. Just let me know as soon as you can.
Yeah. I will.
All right, brother man. I'll let you go. I know you probably killed.
All right.
Better get some aloe on that face.
No.
That's peel and burn there, buddy.
No, it ain't even hot.
Yeah. She's red. Other side. That right there.
Ain't even hot, though.
Yeah. All right, brother man. I'll holler at you later.
All right, see you.
See you.